No, that's great. Thank you. So, what do you want to talk about? How about the traffic on your way here? The weather? Sports? How about that movie you saw last night that you think you've never heard of before, but I actually recommended it to you 2 years ago? Or, what about anything new in my life? Don't be silly. No, I have an idea. Let's talk about your work and how it's so unfair because your boss has done something that objectively makes the work environment better, but it slightly inconveniences you. So your life is now unlivable, and she's now the biggest asshole on the planet. Or let's talk about the latest tennis competition where you finished 12th, but you were cheated because the umpire made a call that was absolutely right, but because it was against you, you didn't like it. So naturally, he's now Satan reincarnated. How about we talk about the fact the sweater you have on is designer, so you think it makes you look wealthier and more important than everybody else, despite the fact you only got it because it was 60% off. By the way, nobody's noticed it. No, I know. Let's practice the pitch of the disinterested you do whenever I talk about my life. And don't forget to stare off into the distance as you do it. It should be easy with your fake Ray-Bans on. In fact, if you position your head the right way, other people will think you're actually looking at me when I talk. Don't worry, though. I know you're not. Or how about we talk about when I was 10 and you drove me home for Thanksgiving? And you threatened to, and I quote, remove my mom's brains from her skull if she said anything about us being late. Or how about the times you fat-shamed me? Or told me I was embarrassing you whenever I cried or got sad? Or how I grabbed your hand when I was scared one time, and then you called me a fag for it? Or when you threw a half-eaten cheeseburger in my lap for dinner because you wanted to save money for your vacation the next month? In case you've forgotten, this is all preteen, by the way. Or what about when I was much older, and whenever I told you I was working towards something, you told me I had my head in the clouds despite not knowing a single thing about what it was I was doing or how good I was at it. You never even bothered to ask me about it either. I've got it. Let's talk about how whenever I call you out on all the hurt and trauma you've caused, you defend yourself or make out that your life is the saddest, most unbearable existence known to man. I know you do it to try and manipulate me into feeling sorry for you, by the way. The worst part is, part of me actually does. It's that penultimate point that sticks with me the most. Making me believe I couldn't amount to anything. That one stands the test of time. And my issue isn't that you never supported me unconditionally. I just wanted you to listen, to try and understand me and what I wanted to do with my life. To seem like you cared. I mean, for fuck's sake, isn't it your job to love and support me no matter what? Cheer my successes, reinforce my ambition, help pick me up when I fall? Show me at least an ounce of compassion. I don't think that's a lot to ask. Then again, maybe it is from you. Truthfully, you've made me feel worthless my entire life. But I figured you treated me like that because you were treated like that at my age, and you wanted somebody else to know how it felt. But that's not okay. You're supposed to make sure I never felt how you did. You're supposed to show me how life can be better, that I'm capable of whatever it is I set my mind to. The most ironic thing is, in some ways, you've actually done exactly what it was you were supposed to do. You've taught me so much about the type of person I want to be. Because I look at you and I think, as long as I do the opposite of what that complete cunt does, I'll be just fine. I follow that advice whenever you cross my mind, and it makes me feel so much better doing so. Part of me thinks, should this end with me forgiving you? Telling you I understand why you are how you are. That it's okay and I believe that you can change? But if I did do that, then this time I would have my head in the clouds. I've had to live with the repercussions of you being the worst person I've known now for over 20 years. If you ask me, it's way too long. I don't have to forgive someone who has fucked me up from the word go and at every turn, and then justify doing so. It doesn't matter who you are to me. So with the greatest of respects, fuck you. You've made me who I am today, for more worse than better. And for that I'll never be able to thank you or forgive you.